Hi everyone, my name is Dasha. I'm an ACC ICF life coach for immigrants and women going through changes. And I want to talk about depression today. Depression that is connected to immigration. I feel like this is something that is not being talked about a lot. Maybe because people that are going through this, they are really not in the position to talk about it because they're going through it and they are hurting and it's just very hard. I feel like this is something that has to be said and something that has to be out there so that people understand that this is normal, and not only this is normal, it most probably will happen to you if you have so many changes at the same time. Our nervous system, yes, it is pretty flexible, and especially if we train it and we know how to deal with stress, we know the breathing exercises, all of those things that you can do to regulate your nervous system, like cold water, ice water, breathing, touching some things with different textures, all this. You can Google that, and I can maybe write some of this in the description. But the point is that even though we can deal with this, our nervous system is used to some amount of stress. We were not used to being exposed to so many stressors that we are exposed to right now. Social media, you're watching and you already feel like you fucked up as a parent, you fucked up as a cat parent, you feel guilty that you are not putting so much effort into your relationship, you're feeling like your skin routine is not right, that you are using your Dyson wrong. There are so many things that you feel stuff about just because you're exposed to this, and we're not supposed to have so much information in our life. Our brains are not adapted to this yet. Our brain is not supposed to know so many things, and then news, and then politics, and then wars, and all of this. It is already a very intense thing on our brains. Yeah, we are learning to deal with it. People just don't use their phones for a while, or don't start their day with the phones, or don't finish their day with the phones, or they don't read news, or they read it only a specific amount of time a day, so that this is not something that affects them so much. So there are so many things to limit this, but just that alone is already so much. When we're talking about a small change, let's say you went to a university after finishing high school. It is already a very big change because there's so many new people, there's so many new things to learn, and their teachers are very different, and you don't know anyone, and you need to kind of put yourself out there and express yourself and show who you are, and you don't even know who you are. Then the same thing with finding a job, where you're now supposed to perform something, and turns out this is not exactly what you learned in university. It's something new and something that you did not know how to do, because practice in what we learned is a very different thing usually. So then this is already a stressor. Then, I don't know, you, let's say, starting a new relationship, there's a new person, that you start living with them, then you try to get used to them, that there's some stuff that you don't match on, or I don't know, a person goes to the bathroom for 40 minutes in the morning and you're not used to this, you're supposed to go poop by yourself when you want to poop, you know what I mean? So many of those things already are so stressful. Then, let's say you're moving to another apartment in the same city where you were born. Stress, because what? Unusual, new, you don't know what else, you don't know what, you don't know stores around there, you don't know people around there, your friends are far, your work is a different commute. It's again so much stress. All this is already so much stress. Then let's say you break up, or you get divorced, or you get fired, or something like that. Another stress, on top of you being already in a new neighborhood where you don't know anyone, and on top of you trying to find friends as an adult because all of your high school friends are now away and you don't know how to connect with people anymore. And then with all this, you take this person and you put them in the opposite side of the world, in another country, with different customs, different rules, different language, different traditions, different people with different mindsets. That is just a mind fuck. That is just a very big change. And let's say you did not go through all of those, the ones I mentioned before, the ones that are moving somewhere in another apartment. Let's say you lived your whole life in a very nice place. You didn't have childhood trauma. Let's say, even though we know this is not true and all of us are fucked. But let's say this is like that, and then you just take a person and you move them to a place that they have no idea about. And not only this is a new place, this is a new country where you don't speak the language and you don't know how to understand people, and they do something that you're not used to because this is normal for them, and for you this is what is that, and why do you speak like that, or why do you do this? For example, buying pills in the pharmacy turns out it's like a very different thing. It's a very different way to do it. And now you have to order it, a prescription. Before that, you would just go to the drugstore and buy it, because this is how it was in your country. You are ordering food, or like the tax or the tip or something like that. That always is on top of this that you're not used to. There's so many things. And at the same time, with all this, you're probably looking for a job. You're probably trying to understand who you are, and this identity crisis arrives. If you moved with your partner, then you also try to understand how to manage this relationship while you are managing all this identity crisis, looking for a job, trying to learn a new language, trying to understand what the fuck is happening, trying to get friends, and at the same time to keep in touch with your old friends. There's so many things. All this to say, there is a big chance that you might get depressed. And unfortunately, it is very sad, but this is what happens. You can help yourself to not get depressed only a little bit, in a way that you can keep your routines. You can try to regulate your nervous system, breathe every morning, do yoga, go outside, try to be in between people, even if you don't feel like, those are your friends, but just like to be somewhere, to feel like you belong somewhere. You can try to do all that, but there is a chance that you might still get depressed. This is just something that if you did get depressed, you have to accept. Not that it's gonna be like this forever, but that this is how it is right now. And this is something that you don't know exactly when it's gonna finish. And you don't know if you can actually change that. You don't know if those pills that you got from your pharmacist are gonna help you right away, or you're gonna have to try like 7 different types of them before you actually find the good combination. You don't know if that side effect of that pill and then side effect of another pill are not gonna connect with each other and make you so miserable that you cannot sleep and you cannot eat, or you have like extreme appetite and then you get fat. So many things can happen. In all this, I just want you to remember one thing. This is not going to be there forever. You need to take this as an experience that is happening right now, accept that it is happening in this moment, but then take it as not like a place where you are going and you have to get somewhere, but as a process. As a process, as a place that you are going to go through and you don't know for how long. And that this is your reality right now, and that's okay. It may sound very shitty, it sucks, but there is no other way to actually go through this than to accept the fact that this is going to be shitty for a while. And there are so many things that I can control, but there are some things that I cannot control. Also, limit of energy, of course, and you maybe cannot even make yourself eat, you cannot make yourself do something useful, and then you feel shitty and guilty. This is the process, and some days are going to be bad, and some days are going to be good, and some days are going to be but you lived through that day, and you managed to somehow take care of yourself. You ate at least something today, and maybe you took a shower. That's amazing. And yes, the bar becomes so low, but you cannot change that. You can just accept the fact that the bar is very low, and you try to do something that you can today. Managing your energy, knowing what sucks your energy. For example, not watching the news because they just suck your energy out and make you feel even more depressed. Sometimes the days are like this. Sometimes I feel like, today I'm gonna record a YouTube video. And then outside is, I forgot to mention the weather, that outside is so bad and you don't want to go out, and then you don't get enough sun, and then you feel so low and so depressed, and then you have to deal with all of the house stuff and wash dishes and feed the cats and play with the cats and all this. And then after you just did your normal routines, you're done. And that sucks, but that's okay. And sometimes days are like this. And today, I kind of have this similar day like that. I woke up later than I planned to, even though routines are very important and I usually wake up exactly the same time. But I just missed it and I woke up too late. Then I started my routines too late. Then I started doing Duolingo in the bathroom, and then it gave me like extra XP, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot lose this. So I spent like 40 minutes doing Duolingo on the toilet. I am already like late to all of my other routines, and then when I'm doing some of my exercises, I feel some pain and I don't understand what to do with that. Yeah, it is like that. But you know what? That's why I'm recording this video. in this day when it is like that, because I cannot change that. But what I can do is talk about it, normalize it, accept it, and then think about what I actually have today, what I can use, and what would be the best use of my time and energy for a day like this. And that's what you can do. So I really hope that if you're going through this, you felt a little bit more seen and understood. It is very okay that you feel like this. It will pass. We don't know when, but it will pass. And then when it passes, you will notice that, and you will thank yourself that you kept going, even though it was hard, even though it was too much sometimes, and even though sometimes you felt like you just want to give up and just like, you know. So just hold on to whatever makes you feel happy. If you have any hyperfixation, if you have any show that you like very much and it just keeps you going, keep it. Just find things that keep you going and just continue doing them. You will get through this, and talking to people is also very useful. And if you are in Montreal, I am hosting an immigrant support group for people that moved to Montreal recently. Please join on Meetup, and we talk about what we're going through and we share how we deal with this. And it's really helpful to have people that going through the same thing. So please join if you are in Montreal, and please comment about how you feel if you want to. And I would love to hear, what stage are you in right now? What year of immigration? How do you feel? Were you diagnosed with depression or not? And how are you dealing with this? And leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and see you in next videos. Bye-bye.